بألسنتهم فإنهم يحرمون من العلم في القلوب. The sinners, even if they are learning, even if they are doing it and studying, the reality is they will be deprived of the reality of that knowledge from their hearts. لأن العلم قسمان, because knowledge is two types. قسم على الألسنة, one type which is upon the tongues, one type of knowledge that is upon the tongues. وهذا يكون مع المنافقين وأهل الضلال بل ويكون مع الكفار أيضا. That type of knowledge upon the tongues, then that is something which occurs with the hypocrites even. That the hypocrites have it upon their tongues and they can speak and they can say. And the people of misguidance, they upon their tongues can talk and speak and claim knowledge and present knowledge. Upon their tongues they may do so. Even the Shaykh says the kuffar, even the kuffar upon their tongues may present and put forth knowledge to you. In fact, some of the books in the Islamic library, perhaps upstairs in the library of the masjid too, there are books used by the scholars these days, some of them that were compiled by the mustashriqeen. They were compiled by kuffar, books that they had compiled, research and study that they had done in order to use that to refute Islam. So they had made books with indexes and contents and organized hadith, so they could have easy access to information to refute Islam. Big books, categorized and hadith and everything in order. Then afterwards, the scholars, when they saw these books, all the hadith, mashallah, categorized contents and everything in order and different types of chapters with those books are now used. We use those books. You have them in your libraries. You get the beginning of the hadith. It tells you where this hadith is. Find the beginning of it. It will tell you the hadith is in the Musnad of Imam Ahmad. The hadith is in this book, in that book. A very useful and beneficial book. Originated from the kuffar, some of them. So the point is here, this knowledge upon the tongues, that is something the hypocrites can present to you. That is something the people of misguidance can present to you. That is something the kuffar could even present to you. This superficial type of knowledge upon the tongues. But then, ilm bil qulub, the category, the other category, the knowledge in the hearts, then that la yu'tahu illa ahlul iman. That is not given to anyone other than the people of iman, wa ahlul yaqeen, and those who are upon certainty in belief, wa ahlul khashyah, those who are upon that submission and awe and fearing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. الذين قال الله عز وجل فيهم, those whom Allah the Mighty and Majestic said regarding, إنما يخشى الله من عباده العلماء, that indeed those who truly fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from His servants are the ones with knowledge. Al-ulama, the scholars, the people with knowledge, the people of iman, the people of understanding. Al-Shaykh Al-Fawzan says, هذا هو العلم النافع. That is the beneficial knowledge. So you have superficial knowledge upon the tongue that anybody could give you. But the reality of the knowledge in the hearts, with iman and certainty, that knowledge in your hearts is only for the people of iman. Kuffar and their likes do not have that light of knowledge within the hearts. ومن ذلك هذه الأبيات المذكورة عن الإمام الشافعي رحمه الله قال: شكوت إلى وكيع سوء حفظي. You have these lines of poetry that Ibn al-Qayyim quoted here, that Al-Imam Shafi'i said he complained to Waki'. And Waki' huwa shaykhun min mashayikh al-Imam Shafi'i. Waki', one of the scholars, one of the teachers of Al-Imam Shafi'i. So Al-Imam Shafi'i said he went and complained to Waki' regarding that weakness of memory, and he had said to him, it is because this knowledge is a virtue from Allah, and that virtue of Allah will not be given to a sinner. So he directed him to abandoning sins in order to improve and strengthen his memorization, his ability. And that is from the advice of the scholars too. It's a very common question. You hear it all the time. When brothers, they ask, how can I improve my memorization? How can I become stronger in my ability to memorize? A common question that scholars are asked often too. And in their answer, within their answers, will always be this point somewhere. The point of abandoning your sins. That will be in their answer often, you see. You want to improve your ability with knowledge, you want to improve your ability with memorization, then abandon sinning and disobedience against Allah. It is a virtue, this knowledge, it is a light that is cast into the heart of a person, and so it will not be cast into the heart of a sinner. وَقَدْ كَانَ رَحِمَهُ اللَّهُ يجلس يتلقى العلم على الإمام مالك رحمه الله. Al-Imam Shafi'i used to sit with Al-Imam Malik, seeking knowledge from him. Al-Imam Malik, as you're aware, came before Al-Imam Shafi'i in the four famous madhahib, as it's known as, the four famous schools of thought. The first of them was in order of when they died. The eldest or the first to die amongst them was Al-Imam Abu Hanifa, and he died in the year 150 Hijri and was born in the year 80 Hijri. That's why with Al-Imam Abu Hanifa there is a discussion. Did he meet any of the companions or not? Because when he was born there were still companions alive. But the scholars, they say he did not meet any of the companions. So he was the first to die, and then it was Al-Imam Malik in the year 179. And then it was Al-Imam Shafi'i in the year 204. In the year 204. So Al-Imam Malik died in 179. Al-Imam Shafi'i died 26 or 25 years later, 204. And that was the same year that Al-Imam, somebody was born. Al-Imam Ahmad was born that year. Al-Imam Muslim. Al-Imam Muslim was born in 204. And Al-Imam Shafi'i died in 204. And then the last of them to die was Al-Imam Ahmad in 241. So it mentions here that Al-Imam Shafi'i therefore used to sit with Al-Imam Malik